So today, lads, we're going to be talking a little bit about the ticket situation for the Indiana Fever game against the Dallas Wings. And obviously, Venom here, I saw this tweet and was like, oh, Jesus, this doesn't look great. About the Indiana Fever struggling to sell out the home opener. And there are a lot, and I mean a lot of seats. And honestly, most of them are not resale. And I'm going to be real here. I was a little bit concerned. I'm not going to lie. Like when I was looking at this, I was like, "Oh dear God, this is not great. This whole situation does not look great for the Indiana Fever. This whole situation doesn't look great for the organization." And then I looked more into it, and I don't necessarily think there's too much of a decline. Like I was like, oh dear God, has it really just ended? Has the boom ended? Has the Fever being relevant ended? In terms of as a free agency destination, sure. But like, has the boom ended for the Indiana Fever? And I'm gonna answer no. I'm gonna tell you guys why I'm answering no. So the reason why I'm answering no to this question is purely because the tickets are so damn expensive. Like, do you know how much they're charging for nosebleeds in this game? They're charging $100 for nosebleed seats. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're not going to sell out a game charging $100 for nosebleeds. Like, it doesn't really matter who you are. Like, this would have to be prime Caitlin Clark boom to sell out nosebleed seats for $100. I think that is a scandalously priced. I have to say, like, it is scandalously priced. That being said, like, we're now in a situation where that's kind of what the Fever are charging. So, like, a lot of the responses here are like, last year's home opener sold out in under an hour. Zoomed in, there's a lot of unsold tickets for a team featuring, yeah, but they're probably $400. Like, lower bowl seats for this game are $400 off rip, not resale. They're $400 off rip. So the Indiana Fever they pulled a what is it called? I can't remember. Whoever bought WWE from Vince McMahon, when they like moved WrestleMania from New Orleans to Vegas again, because they're like, well, we can actually charge double per ticket, and the tickets for WrestleMania have quadrupled, but they're struggling to sell, and they were like, well, we quadruple the price of the tickets, but we only sell half. If we only half sell out, we've still doubled our money. And clearly, that's the way the Indiana Fever are working. Like, nosebleed seats for $100 for a basketball game. This isn't the Kobe and Shaq Lakers. This isn't the effing 2017 Warriors. Who, by the way, this is more expensive than watching the 2017 Warriors play. As a man who bought tickets to watch 2017 Warriors play. There is no decline. Or there is a decline, duh. But it's not like this absolutely crazy decline. It's the Indiana Fever are charging more for tickets for the games. Like I was saying, took a family to 4 games last year post Caitlin, but bought tickets to start the season, paid through the nose to stay an expensive night in Indy. This year we're taking a wait and see approach, not to get burnt again. That makes sense as well. Click on the sections every seat is sold out. Most aren't. Sorry, most are, but there's a couple of 100, if not well over 1,000 seats left. That's exactly it. If you zoom in, 70% tickets are sold. Yeah, I agree, 70% are sold, but like 70% is not a lot. 70% is not a lot. But I'm going to be real here. Like, there's a lot of reasons. There are a lot of reasons why these tickets won't sell, and why they're not going to sell for a lot of this year. And it's not just going to be in Indiana, it's going to be in other places. One, like, life has gotten more expensive. Life has gotten way more expensive, and life is going to continue to get more expensive as long as oil stays expensive. There was a huge influx of international fans going to these games who will not be going to these games, and I'm being completely real. Like, there are going to be a few international fans, but like, it's not going, especially going to Indiana. Going stateside is not, for the vast majority of international fans, is not how do I say this, as appealing as it was 12 to 24 months ago. And the whole cost of living crisis has taken over the whole world. Like, not only that, his game is the 9th of May. It should be ground by then, but by like June and July, the flights are going to be scandalously expensive because of the fuel situation. So it's becomes really, really expensive to go to watch one of these games outside of the tickets, and the tickets are getting more expensive in a time when the cost of living crisis is going crazy. And I'm sorry, like, sports and entertainment is the first thing to go in this scenario. But yet, if you're the Indiana Fever, you're continuing to charge like you're a luxury product. And I'm going to be real here. The Indiana Fever spent all their marketing budget last year and have been given nothing this year. You do realize that they're handing out all-star bags to players. They're handing out Now You Know t-shirts. They're handing out last year's slogan. They're handing out every game is a home game t-shirts to people. Like, they just oversold. They overstocked everything. The Indiana Fever overstocked everything last year with the expectation of growth on 24, and it didn't reach those heights. They overstocked everything. So that is pretty much it. So are these tickets undersold? Yeah. Is this a situation where there's probably not the same relevance as in 2024 for the Fever? Yeah. I don't think it's like the Fever are this completely irrelevant team. I do think that 2024 was a mania, and while the Fever are still a big team, the mania is gone. Like, you're not going to be seeing, like, I think the Fever will still sell out when they go on the road, but you're not going to see the Fever be able to jack up the prices and sell out every single home game. Like, that's not going to happen. I do think what's going to end up happening is the prices for the regular seats are going to go down and resale is going to go down. It's still going to be nearly full. But, like, it's the same. Like, I'm going to Toronto. I'm not buying a ticket until 2 days before because of how crazy the prices are in Toronto. And I'm very confident that I will be spending less money doing that than I would buying the ticket early. So even though it is the 9th of May and that's 2 weeks from now, I assume that, or 2.5 weeks from now, I assume the logic is still the same. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation. Please like, comment, and subscribe.